Well, hello. Uh, if you've seen, my channel or whatever, you would have known that I pretty much say what's on my mind and that kind of thing. So, with that being said, I religiously watch Braxton Family Values on VTV because it has a lot of drama, and I like Tony Braxton and her sisters, whatnot, that kind of thing. But I have something to say about all of the sisters. I've looked on like the different uploads or whatnot, and people place their comments and things to that nature. And the person on the outside looking in on their situations and whatnot, I see that first of all, out of the five girls, none of them have any respect for each other whatsoever. A lot of people are bashing Tamar, and everyone's getting on Tawanda's husband and that kind of thing, but none of the sisters have any respect for each other. Tony is very inconsiderate to not just to Tawanda, but all of them in general, and which may play on a bit of selfishness too. Um, Tamar, she she acts out for attention, and also because she's the baby of the family, therefore she's not taken very seriously, because it's like, okay, well, you're the baby, you don't know no better, shut up, go to the side or whatever. But she's the way she is because of her position, and a lot of people are calling her a gold digger or whatnot, but a gold digger is someone who does just that. They only want you for your money and that kind of thing. If you really looking at the show, she's nowhere near a gold digger because she's trying to branch off and find her own identity. She don't want to be labeled as Vincent Herbert's wife or Tony Braxton's little sister or a backup singer. She wants an identity for herself. The only reason why she's spending up Vince's money because she obviously doesn't have any of her own, and she's always complaining about she doesn't have money of her own and she wants to get money of her own. So how in the hell is that a gold digger? I don't know. Some of y'all need to go back to Webster's, do something about that. Anywho, then you get to Tawanda. In my opinion, no self-respecting woman will stay in that situation. I'm sorry. That's. I mean, the best thing for your children is to separate. You can't sit up there and say, well, for the sake of the children, I'm gonna put myself through hell, to benefit them. That's a big ass sacrifice, number one. But you can't. Sometimes the best thing for a family or for the children is to separate. And by you putting up with a 50-year-old man who just sits on his ass and do nothing, doesn't want to work, wants to be taken care of, and just play around with the kids, and then got the nerve to be Tony Braxton's, assistant 24/7, and get abused by your own family. That's me personally, I just would have shot up everybody and just been like, hey, I'm getting abused by everybody. I'm gonna abuse the hell out of y'all. Pop, pop, pop to everybody. That's just me. Trina, I love Trina. She's so gorgeous, and she seems like the type that's really cool, and that's somebody you can have drinks with, go to a party with, be cool. Okay. Now, as far as her marital issues is concerned, I think that her husband bought that house for her to shut her up, pretty much. And with this past episode that happened, I'm sorry, I gotta go with Tamar on this. Now, I'm not saying that I stick up for Tamar for everything. I just see things that other people don't see. Because at first Tamar was a pain in my everlasting ass, because she was just dramatic and all this, that, and the other. But once you see it and you see more things about her, she's become more lovable. And it's like you either love her or you don't, that kind of thing. But I just think she and her husband need to separate too, because if you've been married for 7 years and your husband cheats for 5 of them, it's like, well, damn, where did the marriage go? So that I don't know about that. I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens to next week. And Tracy, she's more like a middle child than Tawanda is, in my opinion, because usually the middle child is never seen or is usually, left out of one night because it's usually the oldest and the youngest that gets all the attention. And it's funny because Tracy is the second oldest girl, but the third oldest in general, and she's always left out of everything. So kind of feel bad for her in that sense, but that's life. I mean, and she apparently doesn't have good marital things either. So I guess that's one thing that just about all of them have in common is marital issues. I mean, well, in every marriage you got issues, I guess, but I just hope they, work things out for the best. And I guess last but not least, Tony, you know, I don't know. I just seen just a different side of her. I would have never thought I would see her as, inconsiderate and a tad bit selfish. And well, I guess we got to see what goes on. But that's just what I've seen so far from these past 6 episodes. So we'll know what happens tomorrow when it comes on, finally. And I think that's all I have to say for now.